This is coming to you live from Lagos, and Barrister Kunle Odesanya is also joining us from his own location. Wherever you're watching from, we are greeting you. So this is to bring you up to speed with respect to Tani Olorun's court matter in Ilorin. I'm live with Tani Olorun, one of Tani Olorun's counsels, and together we shall be clearing some issues where there are areas of controversy. So first, say hello to everybody at home, sir, and we can get it started.
Good evening, everybody within and in diaspora.
All right, so let's start with the attempt to get Tani Olorun released on bail so that he can face his trial uh, from his freedom and convenience. So, what is the update? I learned that there are variations to the bail conditions already. Can you quickly just give us the update as to his bail processing?
Very well. Whenever any crime that is bailable is committed, the first port of call is to apply for the bail, failing which we will now proceed to the higher court. In Tani Olorun's case, he's facing charges in two courts in Ilorin, Magistrate Court and Upper Area Court. We applied for his bail officially in writing through application in the magistrate court 2 weeks ago, and the court denied, dismissed our application due to technicalities. The next thing to do is to apply for his bail in the High Court, and we have filed the bail application in the High Court, waiting for a date when our application will be heard. That is that. As regards Upper Area Court in Ilorin, bail was initially granted, but too stringent, and if there's any other name to be called. And we felt we cannot continue like that. We brought in the bail variation, and it was granted yesterday, the 9th of October. And the terms therein are as follows. One, that Tani Olorun must submit his international passport, if any. Two sureties, one of which must be his relative. The other one must be domiciled in Ilorin and must have a landed property. Three, the sum of 800,000 bail sum, though we are not to pay that, like you know how it is done in court. And the last one, that he must come and report himself to the court every last Friday of the month. Those are the terms, which I think, well, is still better than what we had before. And we will get the bill perfected. The next line of action is to take a date for trial. Like you said, that some are saying we ought to have pleaded or apply political settlements. Well, I don't know where that is coming from. The word beg, meaning that you are showing sobriety, you are regretting what you have done, that you ought not to have done it. Tani Olorun Abdulaziz Adebola by name is an adult, that's something years of age. If you have attained the age of 18, that's the age of majority as far as the law is concerned, you can decide whatever you want to do with your life, one of which the right to join any association, either religious or political or what have you, but legal, not illegal association. He decided to join Islam from the outset. He was not compelled, though his family background have some sort of Muslims. He was not compelled to be an Islam. Best known to him, he now felt, oh, I want to change my religion. Thus, he renounced being a Muslim. He now preferred what we know now as Isheshe, which make him a animist. We call ourselves animists. Now, he believes that he can preach some philosophy by educating people through Quran and Isheshe doctrine. And that he was doing until there came the issue of we want to celebrate Isheshe in Ilorin. One woman attempted and she was stopped and all the rest. He now came in and they framed him up that okay, there was a video in circulation where he quoted blah 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 blah. So and he was arrested. Like we now know, is in a Ilorin standing trial for that.
Okay, before you proceed, sir, in
Yes.
case those of you who are just joining, uh, this is counsel to Tani Olorun. And so far, the update he has given us is that the bail terms that were initially said to be onerous or stringent now being varied by a higher court, meaning that the conditions that were tough for him to meet before, courts has now varied those terms. So he's now
No, no,
supposed.
that is not the position. No.
Okay, I want to be clear. You said it's
Variation of bail can only come to play when you
okay,
are granted a bail in a court, but
okay,
stringent. Do
okay,
you get it now? But
exactly,
if your bail as application is dismissed in a court, you can't
okay.
apply for bail again in that court,
I'm
but to proceed
I'm
ahead.
I'm referring to the one that has been varied. That was
Uh,
on stringent, but the higher
very
court
well.
has now varied it. Is that correct?
No, it's not. No, it is the same
Okay,
court that varied it.
okay. The same court varied it.
Very well,
Okay,
very
great.
well.
Okay, great.
It's
Okay,
different
so
from being dismissed.
which one went to a higher court
The one of the magistrate court,
that was dismissed?
it was dismissed,
Okay,
dismissed
great.
entirely. So we have to step up to apply for his
Okay.
bail in the High Court.
So meaning that it is the upper area court that has
Mm.
varied the initial stringent stance.
Very well, very well.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so that's
Yes,
clear now. So for everybody to understand now, the bail terms that everybody complained were too tough for Daniel
mm.
Long to meet are now varied.
Very
Okay,
well.
so it's now so the conditions are now easier for him to meet. He doesn't need a
Liberal,
community
liberal.
head anymore. They
At
are now
all.
liberal. He no
Beautiful,
longer needs
beautiful.
community head in Ilorin. He no
No,
longer needs two shorties in like sum of 5 million naira.
no, no.
He no longer needs
It's not.
somebody who has landed property and co and co.
No,
Okay, good.
it does. It does in that regard. One of the
Okay,
two sureties now must be
okay.
domicile and he must own a landed property in Ilorin.
In Ilorin, okay,
Uh,
well at least it's more
eh,
liberal compared to the
very
previous
good,
terms.
you know.
Okay, great.
You
So
know.
let's now proceed. Now there are
Yes,
people asking that prior to this time, the co-alleged one Oluwo Tede was granted bail without being opposed by the by the prosecutor. The prosecuting counsels did not oppose his own bail. And when we inquired what could be the reason, some suggested that he may have gone to apologize to the complainant, and therefore they decided not to oppose his bail in court, and that was why he had his own easy like that. So now that the bail for Tani Olorun is also being reviewed, did the same thing play out? Has he now at least gone to apologize, or could it be because the mother also went to Ilorin to beg? We are just trying to understand what played on the background before we arrive here.
Yes, in the case of Oluwotede, who is standing trial with Tani Olorun at the Upper Magistrate Court, he has his own lawyer. I wouldn't know how they arrive at that. Maybe he has pleaded or not. But what that has only exhibited or shown to the world is that Tani Olorun is the target. You get it? If two persons are standing for the same offense, same trial, one of them you oppose his bail application, the other one you did not. So it takes the wise one to read between lines. But now the judiciary in his wisdom now felt, oh, okay, let us allow this guy to have his freedom. That does not mean it has been discharged. If people are saying we should allow political settlements, fine. We are not to tell anybody our next line of action, except that we will pursue the matter in court, while the other leg is being handled by those who are to handle that. His mother, you cannot blame her. She's a mother, and she has done what any other mother would have done. The last time she saw her son was going to 2 months, 17th of August. Get it? And she now felt, oh, let me go. If I appeal to these people, they can have a change of heart. And she has done that. It is not criminal. There's no wrong in that. But Tani Olorun has not come out to say, oh, okay, I against what my mother did. I cannot do it. I have not sent anybody, blah, blah. No, the mother must have done that in her own personal capacity, because she's not the one standing trial. So I don't see any blame in that. But before now, some are saying this is what we ought to have done. This is how we have to have gone about it. We told them that the issue on ground, it is not of law. It is more than what you guys can see. That was while the two bills were the first bill application was dismissed at the magistrate court, while the other one was too Herculean. And thank God it is that same court that has now varied it. So it tells you more that, oh, okay, it is not about error in the bill application or what have you. No. No.
Okay, but there are concerns. There are concerns. This same matter is going on concurrently in two separate courts, and people are asking the question: what effort, what can be done to harmonize them, or are there separate charges, or are there similar charges running in? And what is the position of law? Is this a standard practice that one person can be standing trial for the same charges in two separate courts? Is it a standard thing in law,
Thank you
or are there
so much
different
for that
charges now?
question. Well, the position taking place in Ilorin now is very, very strange and dangerous. If
Hmm.
you are saying because Tani Olorun is your enemy now, and you are laying a bad judicial precedent, you never knew who else will be his turn tomorrow. Now, Tani Olorun was brought from Ibadan to come and stand trial in Ilorin. Granted, there are some procedure which they have followed as laid down by the Penal Code and Criminal Administration Justice of Ilorin. Now, we contested the fact that the complainant in the upper area court, Alhaji Okutagidi, is one of the complainants in the magistrate court. And this guy, Tani Olorun, has pleaded, he has taken his plea, rather, at the magistrate court before the court can assume jurisdiction. That is the position of law. If a defendant fails to take his plea in any court, the court cannot take jurisdiction on it. The reason for that must be clearly cleared and concluded before the court can proceed. He has taken his plea at the magistrate court. We now felt, okay, upper area court, please, through preliminary objection, release this guy so that he can go and face the trial. Granted that Alhaji Okutagidi, the only complainant in upper area court, is one of the complainants in the
Also in
magistrate
the
court,
other one. Hmm.
so that it will not amount to double jeopardy. Are you saying if the guy is convicted in the upper area court, also convicted in magistrate court, he will serve 2 jail terms at the same time? It is not possible. It's unprecedented. So I don't know why the caricature is going on in Ilorin. But upper area court insisted that they will assume jurisdiction
Hmm.
in the matter, and that is what they are doing now.
Okay, the question here is which one? In fact, there are two questions now. Somebody on YouTube is asking what were the charges, and I'm also concerned. Is it that the complaint against him in the upper area court is different from the complaint the same person filed at the magistrate court, and which one came first, and which one
You
is supposed
see,
to take? Yes.
let's look at this from this angle. The complaints, the charges at the upper area court is that of defamation of character,
Okay.
inciting, and what have you. The other one in the magistrate court comprise of conspiracy, defamation, and what have you. You now look at it. It takes two to tango. If somebody is charged with conspiracy, that means there are more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Tani Olorun alone is the one standing trial at the magistrate
Mm.
court.
Mm.
Can you get it?
And
Where
they
are
can't be
the
standing for
other?
conspiracy alone.
Very well. Where
He
are the
need
other
he needs a co-conspirator.
conspirators?
Exactly.
You get it? So
Hmm.
that is to tell you that there's more to it. There's more to it. If they are saying he should go and beg, he should go and do this, what he's entitled to his personal views and opinion. He's an adult, but I'm not the one to plead on his behalf. He has not given me such power.
Such instruction.
Likewise, others. because the legal team is being led by Barrister A.G. Banks. He is resident in Ilorin and also practices in Ilorin. And the third person is Adedamola Sholesi. Those are the three in the team. So we are not
So what I've said so
adverse.
far means that
We are not
what I've said so
adverse.
far me indicates that the charges are somehow identical
Very
in the
well.
two separate courts.
Very well.
They're identical.
Very, very
So
similar with
if
just
you would like
I can hear you.
difference. Okay,
Difference.
so that simply
Yes.
means okay, so that means it is only one court that's supposed to sit on this matter if it's to progress. I mean, after all.
That is the ideal thing. That is the ideal thing.
Okay, so
Yes.
then the magistrate court was the first court where you had already taken plea before they
Very
went to
well.
file another one at the upper area
Good,
court.
good. Beautiful. So upper area court is now saying they are the one who first issued warrant of arrest. And as a result, they are the one to assume jurisdiction on it. I wouldn't know if that
Jurisdiction.
is a contest of ego by both courts, because if there is no vested interest, okay, he's been charged with so 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 and so at the magistrate court. Okay, go and continue. They will just consolidate it. Very simple. Very simple.
Hmm.
That is what we expected.
Okay, so the two courts are now assuming jurisdiction. Have you tried
Very well.
to communicate? Have you tried to communicate this same thing to the magistrate? Because I'm aware that you already told the upper area court that he has already taken plea at the magistrate and should just allow it go on at the magistrate. Did you say the same thing to the magistrate that they are still trying for the same thing at the upper area court so that at least one of them can consider allowing one court to go ahead with it?
The matter now is beyond informing the magistrate or the judge in the upper area court. It's what we can call judicial notice now. It is everywhere. Everybody is in the know of what is going on against Tani Olorun in Ilorin.
Hmm.
You get it? So it now depends on them. Okay, can we continue like this? But we want to, like I said, we have applied for his bail at the High Court. The bail that was dismissed by the magistrate court. So it takes a free man to now sit down and re-strategize that, oh, okay, I have made a mistake of doing this. Oh, my legal team, let us sit down and do whatever. Because though we can see him whenever we want to see him at the prisons, but like you know, there are some things we cannot discuss there because the area is not that enabling and conducive. So it is one after the other. Once is fully secured his bail, it takes a free man to now say, oh, this is my life, this is the next line of action. But we will advise him legally.
Okay. So let me ask, you have access to him,
Yes.
and then uh, a lot of, I mean, the public has been the public for quite a people are wondering what his count is because while some are saying we should go, rather just beg and just let this matter go, others are saying, well, he's so convinced about what he said and is ready to defend it. But the preliminary pre-trial dramas are just becoming way too longer for people to be able to understand what's going on. So you have access to him. What is his countenance like? Because we saw the brother initially come out to say nobody should beg for him. And then later we saw the mother come out again to say, oh, please release my son. What is his countenance like?
You need to see him. The last time we were in court, he was highly spirited, you know.
Hmm.
So he knows what he's doing, not that he's just doing that for mere popularity sake. No, no, he has his philosophy and is following it. He has only asked a question: Tani Olorun, who is God? He has not said, I am God or I'm above God. If you have an answer to his question that you are God, let us know. If you don't, you shut up. You get it? So he has not
mm.
said, I'm above all. No, no. But I wouldn't know what exactly the interests of those who are in Ilorin are against him. Maybe they are telling us that Ilorin is being governed by another law outside the confines of the Nigerian constitution. They should let us know. You get it? But I know for
Very well.
sure that Ilorin is part of Yoruba land traditionally, ancestrally, historically.
Mm,
But due to political convenience, administrative convenience, they are now being carved under North Central. You
mm.
get it? But history will always tell you, no matter how you distort it, some will still bring out the facts. Take, for instance, in the same in Ilorin, there is a market called Oja.
Mm,
Oba, Oba, is a Yoruba word, which means
mm,
king. For them to have christened a market in Ilorin, Oja, means a king has existed in Ilorin
mm,
by virtue of
mm,
Yoruba custom and tradition. Another question is, if that king has existed by virtue of Yoruba tradition now, how was he installed? He must have gone through the traditional rites of Yoruba. That means
mm.
there has been Ìṣẹ̀ṣe in Ilorin, which you are now trying to scrap. Okay,
And what language is predominantly adopted in Ilorin?
is Yoruba. Is Yoruba. When you get to
Mm,
Ilorin, they speak Yoruba. When you get to Offa, they speak Yoruba. Though they may have their tongues being twisted at times, but it is Yoruba. You will know they are speaking in Yoruba. It is not Hausa, it is not Igbo. So I don't know where the problem lies. I don't know why you can now say somebody should not practice his or her own religion except yours. Another question, when you come to Ile-Ife, the cradle of Yoruba, there exists a mosque. They celebrate Ileya Day in Ile-Ife and nobody disturbs them. Reverse would have been the case if Ilorin had been Ile-Ife. So what are you telling us? What are you telling us?
okay,
How
so
can
the the lawyers, I mean, I listened to some of the alfas,
okay.
sheikh or imam. Initially they said they are not really looking to persecute him, and that since the mother came out to beg and all that, that they are willing to let him go. They are also not looking to persecute him or harm him or hurt him. So I would like to ask, after making such utterances, I mean, recently, did you notice anything changing in the attitude of your lawyers towards the trial in court? I mean, towards, because, it will be different if you see more aggressions of the lawyers, in court, they are becoming lenient after they have first made those statements.
The sitting yesterday at Ilorin, I was not there. But if somebody is saying they never meant to persecute him and is facing trial in two courts, I don't know how we can qualify that. I don't know how we can qualify that. It is the same set of lawyers that make appearance in upper area court that you will see at the magistrate court, and they are not persecuting him.
Hmm. So they are not even using different lawyers. It's the same lawyers they are using in the two separate
Of
courts.
course, they are always being led by US imam. You get it?
Hmm.
So they are lawyers. You are saying you are not persecuting him. Maybe they are trying to elevate him, or they want to give him an award by putting him in the dock to stand trial in two courts in the same locality. So he should come out to tell us expressly, clearly, that they are not trying to persecute him, but is standing trials in two courts
For the same allegation.
for the same allegation by the same set of complainants and what have you. So I don't know what he meant by that we are not persecuting him.
Okay, I don't know if anybody watching live has any other question for now, because we don't want to preempt. We don't really want to preempt. We can only ask to the extent that we have seen the events that have unfolded so far. And we are sure that Ilorin people who are also watching can as well just be taking note. Because sometimes people call from Ilorin to say, "Oh, we see your show, we listen to your program, but we think you misconceived. Some things were misconceived and all that." So I think bringing a lawyer up to clear a few things now, a lot of people can now understand what is happening so far. Two separate courts, the same set of lawyers, the same allegation in Ilorin, and uh, the aggression of the lawyers opposing his bail, while you are on the other hand, you are saying, no, it's just a normal thing in court. So we are just trying to clear it. In case anybody has any other doubts, the lawyer is still here, because I'm going to let him go shortly now. I mean, it's been a long day. I've been tracking him since morning, but finally he's here. So before I let him go, if anybody has any other question for him, he's still here. But while he's still here, in case you are just joining, the brief so far is as of yesterday, the stringent bail conditions uh, in the upper area courts in Ilorin have now been varied. So they are no longer 5 million naira for two shorties, a community leader in Ilorin, and all those things are no longer. All those ones have been waived off. That's the update so far. But there is still another one at the magistrate. So are we looking forward to something for, I mean, in terms of, because if you perfect the bail conditions at the upper area court, will he automatically get his freedom, or will he still be held because that of the magistrate court is still there?
Yes, he will still be in the prisons until we move the bail application for the uh, in the High Court. Once it is granted, we are able to perfect it. He can now come from home to face the trial.
Okay.
So he will still be in the prisons.
Somebody is asking, if found guilty, will he still be jailed? I guess the person is trying to ask if if they will count all the time he has already spent, or whether it will not count or amount to anything.
No, that's the way it should be. If you are denied bail and you are standing, you continue your trial while in prisons for as long as the trial lasts. If you are eventually convicted, they will now minus the days you have spent
Okay.
in the prisons from the total conviction. So if you are the lucky type that you have spent beyond or exactly or close to the actual
The sentence
conviction,
now, yeah.
so you just do 2 plus 2 or minus 1 plus
To
whatever.
get your
Yes,
balance or change.
yes, exactly.
Having network issues. Okay, so somebody is concerned that the police said they are not aware. Okay, so let me ask here, what is the law if somebody is to be arrested in another state? What is normally obtainable if you have complaint against somebody who is in another state? What is the normal or applicable process to get the person arrested? Should the person be arrested and tried in your own state, the state of the complainant where the complainant is resident, or should the person have been tried in his own state of residence?
Yes, in this case, we are talking of a criminal matter. Before Tani
Criminal
Olorun was,
defamation, they said. Yeah.
I said criminal matter.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not talking
I
of the
think
charge now. I'm not talking of the
okay,
charge.
that's what they wrote.
I said
Okay,
the matter is a criminal thing.
okay, okay.
Very well. Before he was apprehended in Ibadan, the upper area court, through first information report, the law that is obtainable in Ilorin is that a private person can put off petition directly to the court, and the court, if so pleased, can now issue warrant to be executed against that person. So in his case, the warrant was issued and taken to Ibadan. What the law says is you now take that warrant to a magistrate court of the locality where that person to be arrested resides. So they will now arrest that person and be taken to that magistrate court to confirm if is the person that warrant is against is
Issued against.
granted issued against. So once that is done, the magistrate court will now release the person and be taken to that state. That is what just
Were
happened
all of
in
this followed in Tanya Long's case? Were all this, did you confirm
very,
if all of this
very,
happened?
yes.
So it will not
Yes,
amount to
until
kidnap
no, if you are saying kidnap,
because that
we
is a
all know
language commonly used in this
uh,
case on social media.
yes, if you are saying somebody was kidnapped, there must have been an ulterior motive, or you want to collect a ransom. In this
Hmm.
case, he was taken to the police command, then charged to court. You get it? So he was
Okay.
not kidnapped, except
So
we are only trying to use the literary word that he was kidnapped or abducted. You get it now? So the due process were followed until contrary is proved, which I don't have now.
okay.
Maybe they did not, or they have falsified a warrant, or they have done this, they have done. I don't have such facts at my disposal for now.
For now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so for now, everybody, let us disregard the use of the word kidnap for now, because no one can tell for now
Mm.
if the process was really followed and the warrant genuine. For now,
Very
so
well.
we are just trying to clear so that everybody can understand the real things now, and not just using arbitrary words to discuss or describe this matter so far. So somebody is asking, oh no, there's no need for now because we don't want to preempt the courts.
Okay.
but another person wants to know if there's any chance that the case be moved to another state at appeal.
I think we should leave that for now.
Okay.
What we are after now,
All right. The other question, I don't want to. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, sir.
what we are after now is to secure his bail. Then we will now unfold the next line of action.
All right, that will be it for now, everybody. Thank you so much for your time, Barrister. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that we can all continue to learn from this, understand the position of things, the events so far, the updates, and not continue to confuse the whole matter, because I hear different people saying different things. Oh, and all that. So that is the update so far. The same court has varied the conditions as as the lawyers prayed the court to change the terms because they were too difficult for him to meet. So if there's any other parting word for now, sir, I would like to have it before we close the show for tonight. Otherwise,
Well, I want to appreciate you for doing so wonderfully well. If people like you can can stand by to let people know that the issue of Isheshe is not devilish or satanic, but very objective and transparent. So the world will be better. So I want to thank all Yoruba sons and daughters anywhere in the world to protect our heritage, tradition, and culture. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
all right, that's the bit for now, everybody. Good night. We hope you have a wonderful night rest, and then see everybody tomorrow and further to this case.